The girls who want to be basketball players, swimmers, tennis players, et cetera, et cetera. You know, if we keep going down this road where Title IX will take us, one day there is going to be a very average NBA male basketball player who's 27 years old, who's 6'8", 250, but he's no good for an NBA player. And he's going to suddenly say that he wants to be in the WNBA, and he's going to change his name and grow out his hair. And the WNBA and Jill Biden and all the feminists are going to go, okay, and he's going to be dunking over women.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dumbest man right-wing media has embraced, Dave Rubin.
That's the end of
Yeah, but why would he want to do that when he's going to
goes,
get paid a tenth of the salary?
Well, it would only be if he's not good enough to be in the NBA anymore.
Oh,
That's the point.
All right. All right. Well, Dave, we got to leave it there. Thanks so much for taking time for us. We appreciate it.
Wait. Stop. That's not what he said.
One day there is going to be a very average NBA male basketball player who's 27 years old, who's 6'8", 250.
Respectfully, Rubin is an absolute moron. He's just a moron. Very quick refresher.
You're with me, right? Yeah. Are you gay? No. You're cold. You're just a cold. You're a cold. You know that the gays are cold. That they fear the cold. The gays love water, but fear the cold.
He was a failed stand-up comedian, and yes, he worked for this network on this very show when I was away in Chicago. It'll never happen again. He espoused progressive values, however.
Why did he really leave the Young Turks? Can I please finally tell the truth about why he left the Young Turks? He wanted to make a six-figure salary to host a 30-minute-a-week show when everyone here, because we work for an independent news company, was getting paid far less while working 12-hour days. And now all of a sudden he's getting funded by the Koch brothers, and all of a sudden his opinions are very different. He has no political identity. He is not an honest actor. He is not an intellectual. He is a fraud.
The truth would come out. He sold out for money.
I can confidently say that my political views are never influenced by a profit motive. That same cannot be said about Dave Rubin.
We were finally able to say our piece. And when all this went down,
the guy has clearly never had a thought in his life, right? Like he's clearly like he's not a smart person. He's the dumb guy's idea of how to impersonate a smart guy with a TED Talk mic.
R.I.P. to the great Michael Brooks, who called this out immediately. And his grifting forced him where he is today. Because realistically, would any right-minded individual say this about a press secretary? No. It's awful. But for Rubin, it's what he feels he must say to pander. He has Jason Whitlock on to talk about how they can continue scamming right-wingers even more. 2 Ps, as they say. He defends the racist Dilbert guy because the ex-cartoonist is a darling of right-wing politics. This is who they are and what they embrace. Many called it as they saw it. His books, his show, his new persona. It's all for one thing. Money. He even wrote, in many ways, it was harder coming out as a Trump supporter than coming out as gay. That is preposterous. He wrote that in his book, which, by the way, many rich conservatives bought in bulk to boost its numbers. Who writes something so asinine like that? Dave Rubin. That's who. The cherry on top, Rubin leans into election denialism. He will do and say anything for attention, but will not give interviews to anyone who questions him. He is the definition of a sucker. He's a flat-out, bitch-made sucker. As for his NBA players are going to switch to the WNBA, and they're going to grow out their hair and feminism, and I'm going to use more buzzwords in order for people to say, yeah, go get them, Dave. It is by far one of the dumbest things I have ever heard. However, rather fitting, it's coming from that schmuck's mouth.